All right. I don't know if you guys could hear me, but now you should be able to. What up, Eagle? How's it going? Dancing on the Zoom. All right. Sorry, everybody. I was scarfing down my breakfast that I forgot to eat. Let me turn down the music a little bit. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful morning or evening or afternoon. Get all my settings right. And do you guys like my new starting screen? I actually really like this. Audio good. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I have to change my settings every time I stream and record. I have to switch them back and forth. Yep, it's a duck. Also, Maddie, thank you for the follow. I did see that while I was sitting there eating my eggs, and I appreciate that follow. Good. I'm glad you're having a wonderful afternoon. And no, I have not set up the exclamation honk command yet, but I will eventually. It's going to happen at some point. Sorry, my dog is trying to come inside. I have a rolling office chair, and my dog insists that he sits directly behind it. pressed up against the wheels, and every time I move, it yoinks out a little chunk of his hair. I don't know why he never learns. It's been like 6 years. Thank you, Icosahedron. And hello, creators. Creatos. Sorry. Morning, Air Fryer. Echo. Other names that I can call you by. So we're working on this today. Let me get my reference up. And I think we're going to work on... We're going to work on these 2 arches. Where's my cursor? There it is. We're going to work on these 2 arches right here. I think I have... There we go. I do have a picture of it. Bingo. I wish I could crop this in-game. That would be really useful. But alas, I cannot. Hey, CB. Hey, Fish. And hey, Mike. Wow, we're busy this morning. Yeah, I think they feel safe back there for some reason, too. I don't know why getting their hair ripped out all the time makes them feel safe, but I guess as long as they're happy. Also gonna change the music because I think it's on shuffle still. There we go. This is Axiom. So this is it is free. You do have to like go and whitelist yourself on their Discord if you don't pay for it, but it is free to use. And it is the best building plugin mod whatever for Minecraft that I know of. Where'd my reference go? Hey, Titan. How's it going? Thanks, Fish. I've been working on it for a couple weeks. It's the sky was by Mchmu. The structure placement has been Wreckjaw, and then I've been doing all the coloring so far, except for the arch. Wreckjaw did the arch. Wreckjaw also did... Hey, Spuddy. Also, hi, Goose's stream. That's you guys. Wreckjaw also did that slice of pizza, which is a placeholder. There are so many tools. So you can actually, Maddie, if you just go back on their Discord, you can re-whitelist yourself. All right, so we're going to work from back to front for this. So let's just get kind of an idea of what we're working on. We're going to have that big opening, and we have a second arch that looks like it starts right about there, and this arch starts right about the same height, so right around there. And it looks like we have kind of like a angel statue. What is that? This right here? Maybe it's just kind of a blob of something. And this bug, I'm going to have to figure out how to do that bug too. I'm actually going to open this separate. Cool. Ooh, nice. Air fryer, I think that is a fantastic idea. I think a lot of the surroundings around cathedrals is very cool. I think that would add a lot to it. Axiom, Kratos Axiom on a server. So if the server owner can purchase a license for it if they want, and then it'll just be part of the server. Or they can also just add it to the server, and then all the members, if they have the mod installed, can use it as long as they whitelist themselves for that server. And Titan, I'm doing fantastic. I'm having a very good morning. And I'm excited to work on this today. Nice, that's fun, Mike. I have spent many a nights doing that for the Copper Hopper and Craftworks. Also, for everybody that is watching on YouTube, I am also streaming on Twitch. Today is my last stream requirement to get to affiliate. So if you guys want to check me out on Twitch, the Twitch link should be in the description. Alright, so we're going to start the sphere. Hey, thanks for the follow, Titan. Why is rotation weird? There we go. Perfect. Now, that actually looks pretty good. Let's go up one. Yeah, there we go. And I think I need to make this, I'm going to do the whole thing in black wool, but then I'm going to have to go in and change it. King's Quest. I'm not familiar with King's Quest. King's Quest. Favorite topping on pizza, Remy? Favorite topping on pizza. Hard to pick one. If we're going meats, I like chicken. I think chicken is probably my favorite topping. And if we're going veggies, if it's only a veggie, probably tomatoes. Combination though, I really like chicken and banana peppers. I think that is a very good combo. Hey Debogged, welcome in. Old school adventure game. King's Quest sounds familiar, but I hold on. Let me look it up on my phone. I love to do a time lapse of me working on this build on stream and then me doing an hour off stream and see how much more I get done off stream because I'm not looking up stuff that sounds cool. Oh, I have seen King's Quest. I am moderately familiar with that. I love really old computer games like that. And this guy's quite a bit bigger. Say probably about that. And it does look like, yeah, just a tiny bit higher. That's perfect. And I'm actually I'm gonna pull this guy all the way down. And then the things in front of it, I will build like directly in front of it so it has a little bit more depth. Oh yeah. Okay. Speaking about stuff, um, what did you guys think about the Minecraft update stuff? I don't know if you guys watched that yet. I have a lot of feelings about a lot of it. Mostly excited. Um, some not as excited, but happy about all of it regardless. So I do not like the way that the happy ghasts look. I like the baby ghast. Uh, I like that the shaders are really good. Yeah, okay, Mike, I agree with you. Yeah, the ghast hat is a thing. I like the saddle. I mean, well, I kind of like the saddle. I don't like the goggles. The goggles just feel super out of place, which is okay. You know, whatever. There will be texture packs if I really don't like it that much. I'll probably just get used to it. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I really want it to be um, like a hot air balloon. I wish he was like carrying a basket. I think that would be really cool. I'm also now realizing as I'm doing this that I'm doing this in the wrong order. I should have started coloring this and then doing the lines because now I'm going to have to work around all the lines. Oh, I hate to do that. I'm gonna start over. I'm gonna start it over. This will actually probably go quicker. So we're going with dark green. It's about the same colors up here, so we're gonna go with, what do I have up here? Dark prismarine with some glass over it. So we'll start with that. Oh, a lot of you guys are saying stuff. Hold on. Hey, Seymour's ham. Steamed hams. Welcome in. I like the mechanics. I love the mechanics. I like the armadillo. The armadillo's fun, and the creaking I think is really cool. But I really really like the mechanic. I think it's an amazing mechanic for them to add. I'm wondering how it's going to. It seems very powerful, and I'm wondering if there's going to be like some kind of drawback, like you can only build when you're not riding them, like if you're standing on them, and when you're standing on them they kind of float around, so you like don't have total control, or if they're just gonna give it to us and it's just gonna be a really nice way to do scaffolding. I'm very curious about how that's gonna work. Yeah, we're just gonna do this whole thing. Oh, it does stay in the same place, you just can't place blocks. Yeah, we'll see. I will see. I'm very curious. But everything, I'm very excited about the animal variants. I'm very excited about the shaders. Um, I'm just excited about a new mob. I'm really excited about the whole thing. I just am not a fan of the goggles. That's honestly about it. But that is a minor complaint. Let's do this out of emerald ore. I think the emerald ore is a little bit darker when we get glass over it. I think. Let's just see. Oh, it's a little bit lighter, actually. Okay, we'll have to find another block for that. Let's see, what did I do up top? Oh, I did the same thing. What about copper? Yeah, copper's a little lighter. That's what we'll do. Waxed, weathered, copper bulb. There we go. And then we'll replace that with the dark prismarine. Nice, there we go. Yeah, it floating away is interesting. I'm wondering if it will maybe stay put more if you have a lead on it or if you have a harness on it. And yeah, I was also thinking if the hitbox is really big, it might be hard for you to like get in there. I think I really like that they're adding multiplayer mounts. I think that they're trying to encourage people to like do things together, and I really appreciate that. I just don't know if it will. I mean, I like it. I think it's really cool. I am a fan of that because you don't have to use them with multiplayer, but like it's nice to be able to be like, oh yeah, just hop on my mount with me. Is that one off? That is. Maybe if we do 9. It's a little bigger than it is in the reference, but I am okay with that. Black wool. There we go. I also agree with that. I think that there was a big issue with the mob vote. At least for me, I wish they would have just added all of them. You know, like I think about the tough golem. I really like the tough golem. I thought that was a much better option. But you know, whatever. I just feel like the tough golem added a lot more interest to the game. I also am not a huge fan of just the happy gas general texture. It's kind of weird. I also didn't know gas had gills. That was very interesting. So that was news. Uh, but I don't know. I'm still excited about the whole thing. Okay, that's looking pretty good. I think if we paint some of this. And oh, it looks like we also have to remove this whole chunk right here. Oh, not like that though. Not an axiom anymore. So it looks like it's right about there to there. Yeah, that looks about right. We can do the rest by hand. My favorite car. My favorite car is a Toyota Corolla. Not a very exciting one, but boy, do I love Corollas. I've had a couple of them, and I plan on getting one again when I need another car. It's just a good, solid, reliable car. There's a new Corolla that is a hatchback, and I'm disproportionately excited about that. If I can afford one next time I get a car, that is what I want to go for. Is I think it's like the Corolla XR or something. I don't remember what it's called. And Kratos, I also agree with that. I also really wish that it just worked with all blocks. That would be really nice. But it is okay. Hey, what up, Snarp? How's it going, dude? Just doing a build. I don't know if you've swung by since you put your name on it, but we're making progress. 2004 to 2007 manual is the year for Corollas. All right, thanks, man. 04 to 07 in there. 2005 is my favorite. Stefan, yeah, it is kind of a 3D painting. I'm trying to mix a little bit of like it being just pixel art with it being. Oh, there's Snarp. There. Oh no. That's not Snarp. What am I talking about? Ah, it's Wreckjaw. Hi, Wreckjaw. Yeah, we're just trying to mix some structure with some coloring. But yeah, 2005 was the best year for Corollas. Yes, 2005 Toyota Corolla manual is my favorite car. Now, if I like, so here's the thing. I don't care about like super nice cars because I don't need to drive more than like 80 miles an hour. There's that. I need a car that's really good gas mileage. Corolla's got that on lock. I love 2005. If I could have any car, like legitimately, Snarple, if I could have any car and someone was like, here is any car you want, brand new, there are two options. One of them is a brand new manual 2005 manual Corolla. The other option is like a McLaren or something so that I can sell it. Um, but yeah, I really like Corollas. They're just solid cars. It would be nice to have a little more trunk space, which is the new Corolla. It's got a hatchback, which is very exciting. But I'm definitely one for reliability over fanciness. If we're talking like guilty pleasure car, I know it's like old white man, but I love Corvettes. I really like Corvettes. Not as familiar with years of Corvettes. I really like older, like 60s Corvettes. Everyone hates the 70s Corvettes, but I still think they're kind of cool. Yeah, it is. It is a wild range. Did you cuss? I ain't seen no cusses. Gotta make this a little more diagonal. What about you, Snarple? What is your dream car? I also would like to know how many Toyotas you could buy for a McLaren. How many Corollas? This is a just a build for fun. This is not for a competition or anything. Hey, Tofu. 94 BMW E30 Touring. My favorite car is a second-hand lawnmower. Get out of here, Sal. Come on. I'm allowed to like old cars. Old, boring commuter cars. I was just about to say I'm going to look it up, but I'll just look at the picture you DM me. There it is. See, that's a nice car. I like old cars like that. '94, yeah, '94 is an old car. It's like it's like 30 years old. It's okay, Sal. I'm about as old as that car too. We're getting old. No, as far as people go, 30 is not old. As far as cars go, 30 is pretty old. 95 Camry. It's a good car. Oh, hey, Wreckjaw. Is it Jopo? What's a Jopo? Okay, I gotta focus. Focus. Gotta lock in while I talk. Okay, it looks like this arch follows that curve roughly. Riley, I do not like big American truck. Um, not at all. I don't have anything to haul. Like, I mean, legitimately, like if I, needed a car to haul something, getting like a big Ford is like nice. But the biggest thing I ever haul is my dogs. That's not true. I do a lot of construction. I actually often need a truck. I've thought about getting like an old Tacoma or something, just for like yard work and construction stuff. Uh. I'm going to think a lot about the wide range of 2005 Corolla to McLaren. That's going to make me chuckle for quite a while, I think. My uncle has a BMW and Benz as old as me, but they're in pristine condition. Yes, he does not have a partner, and yes, he loves his cars very much. I do love really, really nice old cars. I mean, like a mint condition old car is really, really nice. I also found myself really liking like American Muscle a lot, which I used to really not like. But something about just a really well-kept old muscle car is really, really cool. What about backing out of the lot in a reverse only Toyota Tundra, because going forward is a thing of the past? That's true. It's true. I would drive it everywhere. I actually know somebody that has like a 2001 Tacoma, and I didn't realize that those cars were such high demand cars, because will be just around and people will approach him and be like, "Can I buy your car?" Which is wild to me, to like just cold approach somebody and ask them if you can buy their car, but it happens. Hey, welcome back. Also, hi Weeping. Welcome to the stream. Also realized people are talking about me in chat. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We'll add a little bit of highlight down here. Remy, I hope you're watching the stream, because I can't focus on typing and also talking. I've been building, like actually trying to build and like take things seriously for a year ish, something like that. Like when I started YouTube. Before that, I didn't really know anything about building. Everyone was a Subaru ever since he sold it. Never really needed a car again. Okay, I do not like Subarus, at least Outbacks, because there's a few reasons. One of them is, oh wait, I have this in the wrong spot. One of them is they do not have an oil temp gauge on the dashboard, which is wild to me. So if your car is overheating, you don't know until your car overheats. Hey, Shovel, thanks for the follow. Oh, you TP'd to me? Oh, I missed it. Um, everyone sees me streaming. They're getting excited. They're starting to flood in. I saw that dream. That was quite cool. Quite cool of him. What am I doing? Okay, I need to darken this up a little bit. I want to bring this up a little farther. And I think we can add a little more in there. And that's looking pretty good for that. I want to make this arch a little bit thicker because I do need to add those, like those little dots on there. Let's see. Oh, I love that sound. That's such a good sound. I think that should work. And then I'm going to bring this down just one. Okay. Looking pretty good. Let's cover this up with glass and see how it looks. If it had to be a sports car, favorite Carby, I like an old Corvette. If you count those, I do like Corvettes. I like how they look. I hear they're not great cars, but I don't care. If I'm gonna get a fancy car, I'm gonna get it for how it looks, not how it performs. If I want a car for how it performs, I'm getting a Toyota Corolla. Yeah, it's popping off. Hey, Kraft, how's it going? I need to make. Hold on. Let me make my YouTube chat bigger. Can I? I don't know if I can. Participants, timestamp, reaction, send feedback. Okay, unfortunately, I cannot make the text on my YouTube chat larger. So it's hard to read what you guys are all saying. All right, let's see how this looks. We'll go up to. That's pretty good. I think that's a pretty good base, and then I can go in and I can re-highlight and reshape some of the stuff on top of the glass. Yeah, I'm. I am happy with that, but I am going to not do that because that's going to cause a mess. I'm going to take the glass out of the shadow. Let's actually. Hey, Ducktastic. I kind of know organics. Yeah, I'm like kind of familiar with organics. You guys can look at my super cool starting screen, organic, using 2 tools that only looks good from one angle. Amazing. Oh, and I do have one. This is one I was working on the other day. I haven't finished the lighting on it. I say the other day. I've been saying the other day for a while. I was working on this like a month ago. One of the best sounds. How has one learned to build so well in 1 year? I have done art for like a decade before this, and it just transfers well. Like, I mean, if you know how to like build something, like in terms of like drawing and shape and color and all that stuff, uh, then once you learn like the physical mechanics of the game of like how to play stuff, then it transfers over pretty well. Things like this, I'm much more comfortable with than like building structures. Um, just because this is I'm a painter, so this is like much more in line with painting for me. But I'm kind of getting good at building structures. Kind of, I'm okay at it. I think. I don't think I'm great at it, but I think I'm becoming okay. Riley, I can read that better. You guys should all type in caps so that I can read your chat. Stephanie, I've only been building for about a year. Also, to everybody that is talking to me in game chat, I cannot focus on that. So you got to talk to me in YouTube or Twitch chat. And thank you very much for that. Hi, Dream. Okay, yeah, that's a better place for the glass. And then what looks like we also have the arch continue around here and then go down from there. So we're just going to select and make all that copper as well. I'm never going to get over how good that sound is. You try to draw too, and it is really useful in building. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's. I mean, that's why I teach the color theory and design theory videos the way I do, because I'm like familiar with that in terms of painting and drawing, and it really, I mean, it's the same thing. It's in 3D, so you have to like think about it a little differently. But all the same principles apply of just like shape and line and color and form and all that stuff. Okay, and we can be pretty rough with that shaping because it is going to blend in quite a bit. And then we have a little bit more of a shadow here. Let's see. It doesn't look like that shadow carries over too far. We're looking at this shadow right here, that little line. So I think that's okay. And then we'll move up to this rock right here, and we're going to redo some of the highlights and shadows on that so it stands out a little bit more. Do you need to be able to draw to be able to paint? No, but I mean, it depends on what kind of painting you want to do. I would definitely recommend it. Like, I would recommend learning to at least generally draw before you jump into painting. But it's not like a requirement. You can certainly paint if you don't know how to draw. If you want to draw, if you want to paint realistically, or if you want to paint, like accurately in terms of what if you want to paint representationally, if you want to look at something and then recreate it with paint, I would definitely recommend learning to draw first, because it is much easier to draw than it is to paint, in terms of like accurately portraying things, and it will go a long way to help you. All right, let's check this again. Might be getting a little too caught up on the detail on this. I want to make these shadows a little darker and then add some white glass in there. And then I think that'll be pretty good for that. Let's see. Now, the shadow doesn't continue all the way over to the left. I do want to go a little bit more than it is. And I've been pretty loose with how I place this since it's the last step. I won't need to really come in and change too much of it. And I can darken up just these couple. This music sounds like Stardew. Oh no. Oh, it is Stardew. Oh, the album ended and it changed. Oh man. Oh, I'll get a copyright thing for that probably. We are going back to Minecraft music. Your dad and uncle are both really good at drawing, so I also try to follow the family, or whatever you would call it. Yeah, I mean, it helps to know people that do it. It's not a talent, it's a practice. I mean, some people, well, I don't know. Some people may be more inclined to like, do it. Some people may be more inclined, what am I trying to say, with the way that you need to think in order to be able to like convert things into 2D for drawing. But it is, I do believe that it is something anybody can learn. Dream, where are you? There you are. Nice. A quick selfie with the goose. And what do I need now? White stained glass. And this rock here, so I have this shaping wrong. Remy, I also feel like I haven't been productive for the last half hour. You're not alone in that. We got a little bit done. All right, so let's check this out. That's not too bad. Looking at this, I think I need to make the hold on, let me. Okay, whatever. I think I need to make these arches a little thicker. Kretos, how should I go about learning to draw? Should I just copy references indefinitely, or maybe study theory or some stuff like Loomis method or full-on anatomy? Yes. No, okay, so I will give you my recommendation. I don't know why I'm moving over to grab the book. It's not like I can show you. There's a book called... Wait. Oh, Satay, thank you. I forgot. I forgot that I had a thing set up for raids. That kind of really scared me. I was like, where are those geese coming from? Thank you so much, Satay. Hello, 10 people that just joined. I really appreciate that. I was just explaining about how to learn how to draw. Yeah, I love that, Snarple. I think it's hilarious. Okay, so, or not to Snarple, hi Snarple, to Kretos, how to draw. So, there's a book called The Natural Way to Draw by Nicolaides. Let me put it on a sign for you so you can see that. It's called Natural Way to Draw. That is how I learned how to like really draw. Before that, for like I don't know a while, I was just sorry if you still need. If you let me know if you still need that, I can put it back up. I just kind of messed around and just doodled and did stuff like that. But that book is, at least in my experience, the most the most natural way to learn how to draw. And the most effective for not just teaching you how to copy things, but teaching you how to understand things in a 2D and 3D sense and convert that into a drawing and like see that in your mind, stuff like that. So I really recommend that book. Loomis method works. It is totally fine. I didn't personally learn that way, so I can't say for sure how good it is. I definitely recommend getting anatomy books, but I would work on gesture and contour drawing first before you start worrying about anatomy, because drawing is less about, well, it depends on how you're drawing, I guess. If you're drawing representationally, if you're drawing things in real life, drawing is more about understanding the relation between the visual and the physical sense. So there's a lot of like, imagine you are touching it while you're drawing it. Imagine you are able to like see that form in 3D and rotate it and draw it from different angles and stuff like that. And that's going to teach you to be able to create things by drawing rather than just copy them by drawing. But definitely, still copy stuff. I'm doing this the wrong direction. And still draw that way. That's definitely a good way to do it too. I've done a lot of like master studies is what they call it, where you draw from reference of someone famous or something. Michelangelo is most of the master studies I did. I've done a few with painting, like I did a Kandinsky one that I think turned out pretty good. And then I had a job doing a mural in a church that was a recreation of like a Baroque painting that was like a fresco in Austria, I want to say. So I did a lot of training with reproducing like Renaissance and Baroque style art. So I did some master's studies with that too. That's a debate about what is more important. I do think that capturing the likeness is more difficult, and is more about. It's kind of a difficult conversation because if you draw what you see accurately, you will capture the likeness. But there are a lot of ways to capture the likeness without drawing what you see accurately, and so they're two different kind of schools of thought. I would also really recommend sculpting for learning how to draw. Doing things like if you have something that you're trying to draw, try sculpting it, even if it's really bad, and then draw it, and it'll give you a much different sense of what it is in a 3D sense, and that will help you draw the form more. Okay, focusing. Okay, I am going to make these thicker, and I'm actually going to get rid of them, and I'm gonna redo them. I think I can just delete all that without an issue. Yes, I can. Okay. Maybe I didn't want to do that. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a line out of diamonds under here. Now, is that too thick? That's a little too thick. Oh, I didn't know I could accidentally delete that. There we go. Do you, Goose, if you have time at the end of the stream, want to see my butterfly organic? Yeah, I'll swing by. I usually like to fly around the bakery and check some stuff out. Do not apologize for distracting me. I love talking about art. So I'm happy. I would love to do a stream where I just talk about drawing and painting. That would be amazing. Riley, I will probably be streaming for another 30, 45 minutes or so. Something like that. This is a very interesting way for me to do this. Nope, don't like it. Not how I'm going to do it. We're just going to struggle through it and redo it. Do solid cube. And I think that is pretty close to the size I want. Okay, let's try it. Do I actually know where you're from? No, I don't know if you told me. You don't have to, though. I recommend not directly doxing yourself on stream, but you can do what you want to do. Okay. I think that is good. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks away. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna do 6. Wreckjaw, don't do that. Just a country, not the place. Spain. Italy. Somewhere in Europe. See, this is also, you always got to make sure everything is planned out correctly before you start placing stuff. Measure twice, cut once. Because this is not quite right. I think I need to move this over 1 because I'm going to need to have 1 block of space in between those. So I'm just going to try that. Yeah, Nugget, it is a real pain, and it happens a lot with this build because the way we did it is we just had a flat plane, and I very roughly kind of sketched everything on there, and then Wreckjaw kind of sketched some stuff and then pulled some stuff out, And then as soon as we started coloring, we realized like this whole pyramid, this whole thing was off. So like these spikes should be like over here. And that would have gave us a lot more room to work over there. But it's fine. We're just working on it how it is. It doesn't have to be perfect. Do it. You can also just tell me where you're from if you really want me to know. Hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? No liquefy tool I can procreate. I don't think so. I don't think there is, but I might be wrong. I'm not totally. Why are these one off? Oh, because that is right there. Okay. So these are actually the same. I just have to trust it. I do not know. I do not know that language. Titan is guessing Sweden. Do it, Remy. You should. Yeah, right. Hey, watching someone else do stuff or getting inspiration or learning is not a waste of time. Oh, you just clicked on some place in Denmark. Crocodile do it anyway. That's the only way to get better is to practice. Nugget, would you say that similarly to working digital and such, wanting to use a delete button in the transition back to traditional art is going to include the want to count blocks instead of measuring? Okay, hold on. Let me read that. Okay. You say similar to working digital, wanting to use a delete button, the transition back to traditional art is going to include the want to count blocks instead of measuring. Yes, kind of. It kind of turns into a crutch a little bit, but they're two very different ways to think about it. When I learned how to draw in that book that I was talking about, one of the instructions, you don't, like, it gives you a supplies list. You do not get an eraser until, like, you know, like 10 chapters into the book. So it's a lot more about you just let yourself make mistakes and you learn from it and you do it. In that sense, I think that's a little more acceptable with drawing because it's not the goal is not to, if you make a mistake, to correct it. The goal is to make a lot of mistakes over and over and over so that you learn what those mistakes are and how to correct them. Um, so that's my viewpoint on drawing. At least it's a little different in Minecraft because you know you just delete it and redo it. But okay, now I get to figure out how to do an archway. Hey Rekja, you still on stream? Oh yeah, you are. You want to help me do this arch? Hey Num Num, what up? Welcome to the stream. Yep, true. Anyone that's good at anything has failed at it an immense amount of times. Arch. Favorite movie is Lord of the Rings. I really, really love the Lord of the Rings series. Just the OG 3. Wreckjaw. Come on. Come on. You should definitely watch Lord of the Rings soon. It's just fantastic. It's a very, very, very good one. Is there flat? Oh wait, never mind, Wreckjaw. I didn't know that I could make my arch cube shaped. Oh no, no. Actually, you keep going for it. Keep doing it. Do your thing. I want to see how you do it. We're learning from Wreckjaw now. I don't know how to use the revolve tool yet, so I'm going to let you do it, and I want to see how you do it. Oh, wait. I think that was right. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Now just do it over there, too. Honk. Who is that? Thanks, Gibbsy. Oh. That is... Does that just mean... That's okay. That just means that this one is out one far. I can fix that pretty easy. Another follow. Thanks. Who is it? My screen is too small. I need a third monitor. I missed it. I kind of had a plan to do another like little color theory build talk during this. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. So, if you guys have questions related to that, second one has a 2-block center. Oh, are they not the same? Okay. That's okay, Rectra. I can fix that. Let me move this one over. Nope, not like that. Sorry, Leigh, I did see your chat. Give me one sec. There we go. 1 block center. Okay. Didn't know you streamed. Been watching for a while now. Definitely gonna try and catch these from now on. Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah, I just recently started streaming. I'm trying to get to affiliate on Twitch, and today is actually my last affiliate stream for the thing. So after this stream, I should be good to go and an affiliate, which is quite exciting. Which just means you guys are going to start seeing ads on my stream. Sorry, but uh, on that note, reminder to monetarily contribute to Goose, or else the goose worm will find you. Thank you very much for that, air fryer. I don't know what to call you. You have a different name on every. I'm only going to call you Echo. I know you as Echo. I'm just going to call you Echo. Thank you, Echo. I greatly appreciate any monetary contributions you guys make. I do have a Patreon. I have a Ko-fi. You just send me thanks on YouTube. However you want to do it is just fine by me. And you don't have to. That's the nice thing. This is all for free. That's why I get ad revenue. Also, thank you, Wreckjaw, very much. Nope. What's going on? There we go. Okay, we have the break right around there. The what is going to find you? The goose worm. This guy over here. Which I guess is what we're calling it. I've been building him a lot of places lately. Actually, I was interviewing Benji yesterday, and I built a really big one in his plot. Too fast. Hey, if you give me money, you can sleep. You can sleep real nice, Wreckjaw. Also, I haven't explicitly given him a shout out yet. Wreckjaw and I are building this build together. He's the one that just helped me. Go check him out. He's on Instagram. Wreckjaw, I don't think you're on YouTube yet, are you? I know he's on Instagram, and he's on Reddit. He builds very cool houses. He's also a wizard with Axiom. Yeah, trust me, I know what you mean. I did a whole lot of videos before I ever actually made a video. I actually did streaming first too, which kind of helped actually, if I'm being honest, because you kind of just have to talk and you just get over it. But yeah, it can be kind of tricky to get past that. I don't know why I'm doing it this way. Hey, Shovel, how's it going? Can confirm Wreckjaw has some cool builds. He does. He does have some very cool builds. I am not signed into chat, so I can't at Wreckjaw, but it is just Wreckjaw, I think. Wreckjaw, it's just Wreckjaw on Instagram, right? Or is it Wreckjaw MC? Just Wreckjaw. Okay, there you go. Yeah, it's just Wreckjaw. Nice. All right, that looks way better. That's so much better. It's always it's always worth going back and starting over. It always looks better the second time around. Yeah, Wreckjaw's right. Yeah, okay, we're gonna delete the whole thing. It's gonna look better the second time around. Let's do it. We'll just select. Well, let's just get this select tool out, and we'll delete. No, man, can you believe that? Can you imagine that? I can. I've done it before. I've wiped off whole paintings before. Shelves in the tree. Bennett did see the gaslit. We had quite a talk about it. I love the mechanic. Don't like the goggles. Other than that, I love everything about it. The goggles feel weird, and I feel like the saddle is a little big, but that's fine. Okay, now I'm going to lay out some of the lines on this one, and then we're going to finish up these. Oh, let me get rid of that before I accidentally do delete everything. Okay, so I'm going to get these lines laid out, and then we're going to work on this stuff right here that's in front of this archway. And then I think that'll probably be it. There are different colored saddles. It's not the color; it's just the design was kind of weird to me. I don't know. I'm just not used to it yet. I'm sure in a year I'll be looking back on it and be like, yeah, that's whatever. I do really wish that they were. I want them to be baskets. I want it to be like a hot air balloon. That's what I want. But you can't always get what you want. It's okay. I still love Minecraft. What? Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's okay. That's whatever. It's not centered. C'est la vie. Anti-aliasing will fix it. It will. Benji. Okay, yeah, I was talking to Benji about it the other day too, and he was like, "Oh yeah, the new gasling." I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "It's going to be such a good building block." You maniac. There we go. Problem solved. No, that's fine. I don't care if that is kind of crooked. Actually, that will be a-okay. I really enjoyed Minecraft Live overall. I really am excited about everything that they put out. They're doing a great job, and I love it. And hey, Mojang people that are probably not watching my stream, but maybe one of you's hiding in there. I would love to talk to you guys about your art design and how you guys choose your blocks and how you guys choose your sounds. I'd love to talk to you about that. I should just shoot him an email. You never know. I called you crazy for it. No, that's a good idea. And I like that you liked the goggles because they could be good windows. Okay. All right. It is 11:27. I'm going to ignore all of you. No, I'm going to take a break from chat for just a sec, and I'm going to get these archways done so that I can get them done in time to go and check out some other builds. So I'm going to turn the music up a little bit. Actually, I'm going to change the music. Let's put on the Tricky Trails music. I like the Tricky Trails music. And we're going to actually lock in this time. Thanks for the follow. Hey, thank you, Ethan. I appreciate that. Hey, Professor, welcome in. And thank you, Ethan. Thanks for hopping in and saying that. I appreciate that. I'm just I'm locking in so I can see how much of this I can get done. So I'm not talking too much right now. Yeah, Snarple streams every day. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys must have missed him. He was streaming right before me. I always got you. Yeah, it was weird being the only one in your stream. Well, Kretos, maybe you got to follow on Twitch too. No, yeah. Generally, if it's like a actual question, I will proceed it with the question. Sometimes I will just respond to people though. But if it was like your questions about drawing and stuff like that, I'll respond to those full questions. Hey, thanks, Mystic. Appreciate that. Understood. Yes, sir. No, thank you for the understanding. Yeah, Duck, let's go. Yeah, I love Black Dahlia. They're a great band. I used to listen to them a lot in high school. Look at him go. He's too fast. It's looking pretty good. I want to I want a little more contrast between this and the part behind it. So I'm actually going to darken up this whole area right here. Don't know if doing just black glass over it will do the trick, but let's see. Oh, that's getting annoying. Hey, Targ. That was you? That is me. Oh, I didn't make the link between my in-game name and in here. It's the same name. But yeah, that's me. What do you do if you have to build with a color that doesn't exist in Minecraft? Also, sorry if I have to look at my second screen, so sorry if my voice gets quieter when I'm reading chat. What do I do if I have to build with a color that doesn't exist in Minecraft? Two things you can do. One, pick the next closest color. Or two, try to make it out of glass layering. And that usually does it. There's you can pretty much make any color using glass layering. Bismuth Thief has a ton of videos talking about glass layering. If you want to learn more about that, actually did an interview with him where we talk a lot about that. Ha! Yeah, you thought I was an imposter. Nope, this is me. If it's on a much smaller scale, you just pick the next color. Actually, okay, hold on. All right. We're getting close to when I'm going to have to stop streaming, so I'm going to take a little break, and we are going to talk about some color theory. Okay, so Z-Links has a very, very good question. Oh yeah, also Benji gives another good answer. Maybe you go and check if there is a mob that is the color you need, which is a very interesting way to build. Okay, so let's say you are making a build and it is small scale and they're really just the color you need is not there. It's I don't know what color it would be, but let's say you just can't quite find the color. So option one is glass layering, but let's say you don't want to use glass layering. So what I would do is I would find the next closest color. So let's say the color that you're looking for is, let me grab a couple blocks real quick. Okay, I'm going to use very vibrant blocks just to make it a little more obvious. And this may not be a correct representation, but it'll get the point across. So let's say that, let's see. Okay, so imagine for a moment that pink terracotta does not exist. Okay, so ignore pink terracotta. Let's imagine that that is not a color that we have available in Minecraft. Let's say the closest color you have is orange. It's very different, but like you really look at it and you're like, okay, this is, I looked through every color in Minecraft. This is the closest color that I have to what you're trying to get. Obviously, there are better options, but for the sake of the example. So what you do is you basically change the entire palette of the build to match that relation. So let me pick a couple other blocks. Let's say your build is that one, and let's go with clay. Okay. Let's say this is the palette you're trying to get. And you can kind of match this, like we have clay and we have, cyan terracotta. Or actually, I'll pick other ones that are kind of, well, no, yeah, we'll just stick with that. So here's the palette you're trying to match, and here's the colors that are available. But when you put these three together, obviously that does not look like that. The orange is very different from the pink terracotta. So what you can do is you can identify what the relationship is between these two colors that you don't have. So in this case, the orange is a higher value and a warmer, more vibrant version than this. Now, this is kind of tricky because technically closer to red is warmer, but this is a cool red. So in this case, I'm saying that this is warmer, slightly higher in value, and has higher chroma. It's more vibrant of a color. So we look at that and we're like, okay, I have a color that has those properties. What I want to do is I want to match the rest of my palette to match those changes. So we have higher, warmer, higher value, warmer, more chroma. So let's see if we can find something that is this color, but is higher value, warmer, and more chroma. So we could go prismarine could be an example. Diamond is actually pretty close. So that is a higher value. It's a little bit warmer. And so is that one. This one is much more vibrant, so we'll go with this one. And then we have this. So this is, we need something that is a higher value, a little warmer, and a little more saturated. Now this one might be a little trickier. Blue ice could work. I would say that might be a little cooler, but we might be able to get away with it. And let's say we're looking at... Here's an option. Here's an option. And here's an option. Now, this one's pretty tricky because it is already pretty neutral. But we have the option to use things like... Let's go with the ice. Now, I would say that's too much saturation. Let's try andesite. Now, we go down in saturation a little bit there. So if we have something that is clay, we could probably keep the clay and have that still work out because this is the neutral out of the palette. But if you change your entire palette around it, the relationship between those colors works a little bit better. Now, I would say after seeing those together, that prismarine would probably be a better example. But that changes colors, so let's go with prismarine bricks. So something like that. So if I absolutely had to pick this palette, and this was for some reason the closest that I had, and I couldn't do glass layering, I would have to change the entire palette around that. Now, that's only if you want the relation to be similar. Realistically, if I was just recreating this, and I did have this color, and I did have this color, I would just leave it as that, and I would just have to accept that that color is not going to be correct. But if you want to do it in relation, that's the best way to do it. A really good example of this is a Zorn palette. If you're familiar with that, let me pull this up. So a Zorn palette is a way of, it's a very limited palette that's used in painting by a guy whose last name was Zorn. I forgot what his first name was. And let's find a good example of a good Zorn palette. Here we go. Here's a great example of one. Okay, so here's a Zorn palette. Now, he's only using 4 colors. Traditionally, he's using like yellow ochre, usually like maybe like a cadmium red, ivory black, and titanium white. So he has yellow, red, blue, and white. Those are his only colors. Now, you can get blue kind of because of the relationship of the other colors. So in this case, your coldest color is black and white are both very cold, generally speaking, especially in paint. You can kind of consider black as your darkest blue and white as your lightest blue. And because everything else is warm, the only other color that we have is red and yellow and orange. When you put neutral gray next to it, it looks very cool and it looks blue. So using this is a very limited palette. This can really teach you how to control temperature and color. And you can get things that are kind of convincing blues without, oh yeah, cadmium red, he had it right there. You can get things that are pretty convincing in terms of blue without actually having to use blue, only because in relation to everything else, that gray is very cool, so it looks kind of blue. So let's look up some Zorn paintings. So I guess there's a very slight chance that we will run into nudity when I search for this, but it's art. That's okay. Okay, let's find a good example. Now, here's a self-portrait. Now, he became very well known for using this palette, and so it's named after him. Of course, it wasn't the only palette that he used. Okay, well, that's not going to work. Okay, so looking at this, we have black, which is the black, but you see in like these highlights right here, you get kind of this cool, almost blue look, and same with over here, and especially in the hands, like in the shadow, it's almost like he mixed a tiny bit of blue in with the shadows. That is because everything else in the painting is warm and red and yellow, and so that gray turns up as blue. Thank you very much. My wife just got home from work. She waved at you guys. Open image, new tab. There we go. That's better. Okay, so see just some of those areas where, like, right in here, right here, those highlights on that, this right here, it really looks like there's blue, but it's only because of the relation to the colors around it. And so that's essentially what you're doing, is you are changing the colors around it in order to make that color fit more. Which this is not a great example. I'd have to like really take some time and like pull out a bunch of blocks and like really see. I think a good example that we did yesterday was with magenta terracotta, or not yesterday, it was a while ago. When you have magenta terracotta, and then you have if I can spell, let's do normal resin's a little brighter. Resin, and let's do amethyst, I think is what I had. And some purple. So it's not as strong on this example as it was yesterday. I wonder why. I wonder what block I had different in there. But the idea is that this magenta terracotta over here almost looks like purple, and over here it looks a little bit more like red. And it's kind of difficult to see that difference. Maybe if I had some more colors around it. But that's basically what we're talking about. So we have cool colors around it, make this look like it leans towards red. And then warm colors around it makes this look like it leans towards blue. Andesite, that's what it was. I also had andesite. An air fryer, Minecraft mostly having warm and red in it lends perfectly to this. It does. There's actually, we have considerably more red leaning blocks than we do anything else, which I kind of like. It makes the blues and the greens like really exciting when you do find good cool colors. I think that's why Skulk looks so cool. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Dreams coming back. Who's that? I was going to check out one of your guys' butterflies real quick. Who was that? Made pretty good progress today, though. We got that arch mostly done. Wreckjaw got a bunch of these rocks done. It's looking good. Ooh, really good gradient over there. Good job, Wreckjaw. Good job. All right, yeah, Remy. TPA me to you. Hey, you bet, Duke. Thanks for watching. Sorry, Dream, not right now. Maybe next time I'm on we can do... Oh, Oh, what is that? Next time I'm on, we can check something out. Oh, hold on. Who's working on this? Here's another really good example of relative color changing the way that it looks. That's the same block in there. Killing it, Wreckjaw. Sorry, Dream. I'm checking out this butterfly, and then I'm gonna have to hop off for today. Oh, this is awesome, dude. Yeah, this is a good hand too. I like the way that you did that, having the colored joints, but then having the joints a little smaller, like being able to see the points of articulation. That is a very good butterfly, though. Really good color choice on that. Ten out of 10. Oh, nice helicopter too. Sorry, Allie. I'm just doing one today. Just doing this this butterfly, and then I'm gonna hop off. Without Axiom as a paint? Yeah, I bet it was. That's okay. That just means you understand it better than if you did use Axiom. Oh, it isn't your heli? Well, it's a cool heli regardless. I'm very excited to see this after you get the hand done. This is a really cool build. Yeah, keep me posted on this. This is sick. All right. I love all you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day or evening. It is time for me to hop off and do some other stuff. But what do we got? We got some stuff coming up I can let you guys know about. We have an interview with Rail coming up, which I'm very excited about. It was a very good video, a very good talk with him. That should be coming out pretty soon, actually. I'm just getting the audio done on it. We have an interview with Benji coming up, which is a really cool video about building with mobs. So that one should be out, I don't know, give it 2 weeks. I was going to say a week, but I'm always later than I think I will be with editing. We got more UHC coming out soon. We have more Craftworks coming out soon. I have another color theory or two coming out very soon as well. And like I mentioned a little while ago, I'm working on a color theory work kit. It's like a physical workbook that you guys are going to be able to buy and use. And that is in the process of being done. Once I get all these interviews edited and kind of back on track with some stuff, I'm going to start streaming, probably after this build's done. I'm going to start streaming that. And you guys can give me your feedback on some of the pages, help me design some stuff. I'm going to go through like some of the lesson plans, and you guys can, tell me if it makes sense or if stuff's confusing, and you can help me get it all refined out. And eventually, you guys will be able to get it, which will be very exciting. I'm very excited for that. So subscribe, like, yada, yada, yada. Go check out Wreckjaw. Go check out everyone. Go look at other Minecraft builders. There's so many cool builders. Just come on the bakery and fly around. When you fly into the plot, look at that. It says their name. Just check out their stuff. Just check it out. All right. Later, guys. Have a wonderful day, evening. Bye.